west, it's your last chance to turn around and go back. If you want, it's a legal port of entry, about 5 miles down this road. It's going to arrest right now for illegal entry to Canada. You're also under arrest.
So here Alexa for Urban News, and I'm back where is the most controversial double standard that created controversy and contributed to record level of asylum claim from 2017 to 2019.
Roxham Road, a mysterious place located between the border of Saint-Bernard-de-la-Colle and Hemmingford, where immigrants go every day to be arrested for entering the country illegally. Why do they choose this route instead of a legal entry point? An agreement has been made between the government of Canada and the United States to cooperate in the verification of refugee status requests made by incoming migrants. But this agreement only applies to ports of entry that are located at a legal land border. So this has led to a massive increase in irregular entries into Canada, especially since 2017, when Justin Trudeau told the world that everyone was welcome if they were feeling unsafe under the Trump administration. That is when the media really started to pay attention. At that time, what is now a daily police operation, the facilities at the end of Roxham Road consisted of only a few tents and metal gates. The astronomical increase in migrant crossing at this illegal entry point prompted the government to build better facilities, including a police station, which was originally intended to be temporary. This port of entry is in Quebec, where citizens have been subjected to the strictest health measures since the pandemic began. Currently, Quebec remains the only place in North America that still requires people to wear masks in public places. Yet, thousands of people cross Roxham Road with no negative PCR test required. The Department of Health recently reported that over 60% of these irregular migrants are not vaccinated. Double standard or simply government hypocrisy?
As you know, here in Saint-Bernard-de-la-Colle, you can already see some establishment made in place for the illegal immigrant, but as well for the legal immigrant. They know that if the illegal immigrants are coming to Saint-Bernard-de-la-Colle border or Hemmingford border, they know that the border official can actually invoke the Safe Third Country Agreement with the United States to prevent them from entering to claim asylum. But the standard of Roxham Road that is actually in between these two borders, couple of kilometers from here, this agreement is not working there. So the illegal immigrants are coming to that border, crossing and get arrested, and they are claiming asylum. We will go there as well and show you some image that we will took from there.
have your passports? You have them? All of them? All right. Your bag too? Your purse? Right here. Where are you guys from?
Actually, we're from Bahamas, but we've been living here for...
What does your passport say?
I see.
A total of 7,242 asylum seekers crossed the border at Roxham Road between November 1st, 2021 and February 14, 2022. During a month of January, 2,367 entered. Impressive when we know that this is the coldest time of the year. Almost 3,000 entered in December. At this rate, the RCMP will intercept a record number of asylum seekers on the land border this year. Also, we can read on the note, all asylum seekers are exempt from the pre-arrival test requirement. Canadian travelers were subject to an expensive PCR testing requirement before re-entry to Canada. That policy was dropped on April 1st, 2022. Also, if the illegal immigrants do not have a concrete quarantine plan, if they are unvaccinated, the federal government will pay for the hotel room for their quarantine. The ministry report that as of March 8, 2022, over 7,000 individuals entered Canada between land port of entry in Quebec seeking asylum. Of those individuals arriving at Roxham Road, approximately 40% were fully vaccinated and 60% were unvaccinated. That means a lot of hotel rooms paid by you, taxpayer. Have a look of the conversation at the Common Committee.
The minister spoke about housing for unvaccinated asylum seekers. Can you just share a bit more about how that works? Are those asylum seekers expected to pay some proportion of the cost? What is the individual commitment, the public commitment, and how does that process work in terms of providing housing to people in that situation?
So for asylum seekers who enter Canada and are claiming asylum, and maybe we'll look at the situation around Roxham Road on this, for those who have a clear plan, first of all, for those who are vaccinated, or for those who have a clear plan for quarantine, they're processed and they're on their way. For those who do not, so for those who are not vaccinated and do not have a quarantine plan, then we have rooms in hotels where we place people until their quarantine period is complete, and they're able to move into other social housing systems. So no, we don't charge people for the time in the hotel.
So just to clarify, because I'm almost out of time, the government of Canada is paying for those hotel rooms for pending asylum claimants who are unvaccinated.
You are correct.
The biggest problem is after the quarantine, because the availability of shelter available to lodge these people are over capacity, especially in Montreal. Even more, Canadians who are unvaccinated to COVID-19 or refuse to divulge vaccination status are unable to take an internal flight and are banned from train. That policy took effect November 30, 2021. But for them, there is no problem. Again, we are faced to a double standard of immigration, and it's still happening now. So obviously, if you can see behind me, this place is not made for being a crossing border. It's really for illegal crossing border, because they have a concrete fence here, and as well with the time a kind of path had been created by the people who have passed here, and that is new. They actually had garbage just on the side of the USA, probably because the people who are coming here, probably they cannot take all their furniture with them. Probably they need to let some on the back. So obviously here, it's obviously not the place for crossing, but two other like legal border are really next from here, couple of kilometers, but nobody going there. They are coming here. I hope you enjoyed my report. It was Alexa for Rebel News. So as you know, at Rebel News, we want to cover everything that what's going on and we want to investigate, but we need your help. If you can donate generously to cover our travel expense and as well hotel room, please go to rebelfieldreport.com, and so we can bring you more of these reports. Thanks.